Welcome to today's lesson in grade 8. Our topic for today is scatter plots and relative frequencies. So we are going to look at question 14, which says construct and interpret a two-way table using relative frequencies. We're going to look at questions 1 to 6, page 617 and 618. The first question which we have states that Umar surveyed students at his school. He found that he had 23 students are in the chess club. So we got a total of 23 students in the chess club. So we go to the chess club and we fill in the number 23. Because that is our total. Okay, let me just erase that and use a pen. Right, we have 23 students in the chess club. And 8 of those students are in the maths club. So out of these 23 students, we go to maths club. 8 are in the maths club. There are 19 students in the maths club. So we go to maths club. We go down. Our total is 19. So we fill in 19. And then they give us another bit of information which says 10 students are in neither club. So they're not in the maths team and neither are they in the chess team. So there's the no maths club and the no chess club. So if you look at it, this 2 will meet here. Therefore, we fill in the 10 here. So we are given all this information now. So we have to fill in the rest of the missing. We have to find the rest of the missing information. So we know that in order to get the information, all we need to do is either we add or subtract. So the easiest one to start with will be 19 minus 8, which will give me 11. And then I will take 23 minus 8 will give me 15. And then if I add these two, 11 plus 10 will give me 21. Then I can add these two up. It would give me 44. And the last one would be 25. So if you follow step by step, you would be able to complete this table quite easily. Going on to question 2. Question 2 says, the table shows the results of a survey that asked 7th and 8th grade students whether they buy or pack their own lunch. Find the relative frequency. Now, how do we go about looking at this information? We're going to look at the row information, right? Because we're looking at 7th graders. So we'll take 30 and divide it by 75. And it should give us an answer of 0.4. So 30 divided by 75. Then we would take the 8th graders, which is 51 divided by the total of 8th graders, and that is 76. 51 divided by 76, and that should give you 0.67. And we know that if we take 45 and divide it by 75, it should give me 0.6, and 25 divided by 76 should give me 0.33. So this is how we find the relative frequency. Going on to the next slide. The table shows the results of a survey about the number of bus riders at McGuffey Junior School. Find the relative frequency. Here they are asking us, are male students or female students more likely to not ride the bus? So because they are talking about male students and female students, we will work with the columns. These are columns. This gives us the male students and the female students. So once again, take 110 divided by your total, which is 195. And it should give you 0.56. And similarly, you will do exactly the same for all the other numbers to find the relative frequencies. One important thing to remember is that when you find the relative frequencies, you would notice that when you add both the relative frequencies, it will give you 1. If your answer comes to 1, then you know your answer is absolutely correct. In the females, you got 0.67, 0.33, and when you add both the frequencies, it will always come to 1. So the conclusion here is that male students are more likely than female students not to take the bus. How do we interpret this information? We go here to no bus. Here we've got 0.44. The relative frequency here is 0.44. And for the females, it's 0.33. So this tells us that the male students are more likely not to take the bus than the female students. Moving ahead. Here they ask you to multi-select. That means that there is more than one answer. The two-way table shows enrollment in language classes at Carson Middle School. Which of the following are valid conclusions? Select all that apply. So when you have to read a table, you always look at, you can choose whichever one you want to go with. If you want to look at enrolled in Spanish, what is the total number enrolled in Spanish? It will be 50. What is the total number of students enrolled in French? It would be 95. How many students are not enrolled in French and not enrolled in Spanish? Not enrolled in French and not enrolled in Spanish. And you would get this number here. Right? And they also told us that enrolled in Spanish and enrolled in French. That means 30 students do French and 30 students do Spanish. And thereafter you can fill in all the missing numbers. Here you can go and select, you can go and look at all the answers which are correct. And understand the interpretation. So take a moment, look at the slides and interpret the information. Going to number 5, how do we fill in an example? How do we fill in a two-way table when given a Venn diagram? The easiest one to start off with is the 3, because the 3 is neither in sit down nor in loops, so the 3 will go here. That's very easy. Then you go to sit down. What's the total for sit down? You add 17 plus 6 and it will give you 23. Your total is 23, right? So your sit down is 17. Your sit down is 17 and they do not do loops. And then we know those that sit down and do loops will be 6. Now 17 plus 3 we already know will give us 20. To get your total, you always add. And then we look at loops. We go to the section on loops. This is our loops. Our total is 11. So we can fill in 11 here. Now we already got the 6. So we know this will be the 5. 5 plus 3 gives us 8. And 11 plus 20 will give us 31. So this is how you go about filling in the two-way table from a Venn diagram. Number 6 asks us to find the error. In order to find the error, go to your information and see what is given to me, what is correct and what is incorrect. So it tells us here, Natalia surveyed about 150 people. So that is correct. Our 150 is correct. If they like to watch comedies or if they like dramas, and whether or not they like to buy popcorn. So they say out of 90 people that liked comedies, out of 90 people that like comedies, so go to comedy and go across and see if you have 90, because that is your total. And we find that this is incorrect. This should have been 90. Because they say out of 90 people that like comedies. And then they say 75 said that they bought popcorn. So that is correct. There were 40 people that said that they do not buy popcorn. So 40 people do not like popcorn. So we need to find the 40. And we'd find that this is incorrect because they do no popcorn. Who are the people who do not like popcorn? And the total is 40, so this is incorrect. This should be 40. And then they said there are 40 people that said they do not like popcorn. And then she created the table. So we know that if you have 90 here and 75, then 35 will be incorrect. And obviously all the other numbers will be incorrect. So you need to fill in the correct numbers by adding or subtracting. I hope you find much better understanding of two-way tables using relative frequencies. Please continue to practice. And as usual, never give up, stay focused, stay positive, and stay strong until our next video.